Oh, hold up there, Buster. Oh, hey, couldn't help but notice you're trespassing on my land.
Shotguns. They're pretty popular in Call of Duty. Not so much zombies. It probably has something to do with the fact that shotguns are most known for damage output, but wonder weapons exist, and they are infinitely, like quite literally infinitely better. And if you're not looking for a high damage output, you're probably looking to accumulate points, right? So any AR, SMG, LMG, any automatic weapon would suffice in that case. It sort of leaves the shotgun devoid of genuine purpose in the mode. We're going to go over the history of all guns in zombies by each respective class. Episode 1 here. Not episode 1. I'm on like episode fucking 4. We're going to be doing shotguns as the first non-wonder weapon to tackle. I mean, shotguns are just, they're interesting and they've changed a lot over the years. Let's go over the history of them. Before we get into today's episode, I would like to thank our sponsor, which is me. I'm the sponsor, Tim Hansen. You know what my message is? You know what I'm paying to reserve this spot for in the video to say? We're not looking at stats. Stats are fucking boring when it comes to guns and COD, man. I just don't really care. Obviously, it does matter when determining what the best gun is. But we're not really doing that, are we? We are going to start off with World at War. Duh. With the double-barreled shotgun. The double-barreled shotgun is an all-time classic and is primarily known for its damage output, not its reloading speed. Ask any motherfucker in 2008 who was playing zombies what shotgun they were using, and it was probably this one. Maybe not, but probably. It's especially good for killing dogs because shotguns just generally are in World of War. When you upgrade the double-barreled shotgun, you get the 24-bore long range. It's on all of the World of War maps and can be obtained both through the mystery box and on the wall. So it's got some versatility to it. Tag speed cola with this gun and the double bubble is a classic. In order to get to our next shotgun, we're gonna have to do a little bit of behind the scenes work. There we go. The sawed-off double-barreled shotgun. By sawing off the barrel of a shotgun, you are attempting to get a higher short-range damage output. So you're trading in some long-range effectiveness for some short-range effectiveness, which in some World of War maps is actually a great thing. And weirdly enough, this gun only appeared twice on the first 2 maps. Never are you able to upgrade this thing in any scenario. And lastly, but not leastly, for World of War shotguns, yeah, there are only 3. We have the gun that goes by literally a billion different names, okay? In the game, it's called the 1897 trench gun, so that's all that should matter, but it is also referred to as the Winchester Model 1897, the Model 97, the M97, the trench gun, whatever. This is an all-time classic shotgun, not only in zombies, but just like in war, like in human history. It's just a really common shotgun. It's probably one of the most popular pump actions out there. By sacrificing just a little bit of damage output with this gun, you are getting a bigger mag size and more versatility. There is an argument to be made for both of these shotguns. It really does come down to personal preference. I would say the double barrel is objectively better just purely based on damage output, but that might not be exactly what you're looking for. Oh, and by the way, why did BO4 try to do this? The Olympia is the first shotgun we are introduced to in BO1. Another barreled shotgun, but one to start out with. In the spawn room, you can buy it for an affordable price of just 500 points, which makes it a good quality starting weapon. Not better than the M14, okay? I don't want to get into gang territory. I don't want to get into that gang-related shit between the M14 and the Olympia guys, but I will just say the M14 is objectively better in every conceivable way, other than, I guess, this is not an there really isn't a positive thing to say about the Olympia, other than the fact that when you upgrade it to the Hades, you actually get a Dragon Breath attachment. You set zombies ablaze. It's pretty fucking dope, not gonna lie. I don't use the Olympia unironically. My brain is not actual liquid, at least not yet. What does make the Olympia stand out, however, is simply how iconic it is and how long it's been around. It was in every single BO1 map and pretty much every single BO2 map with the exception of Origins, I believe. You also have one more shotgun option off the wall, that being the Stakeout. It's not the best gun of all time, but it is certainly better than the Olympia. It is more expensive, but I mean, you're paying for what you get. This gun is a lot like the trench gun in pretty much every way. I would say it is as powerful, and the stats might suggest that, but just going off the eye test, the shotguns in Black Ops 1, the guns in general, I mean, BO1 just didn't really hit it out of the park. I don't know what it is, but something about the engine, the zombies just really sponge up bullets more so, I feel like, than in any other game. Either the guns are weak or the zombies are just tougher. Wacky, probably untrue jokes aside, the Stakeout really is a very average shotgun. The rate is a very average upgraded version of it. And the other two shotguns are mystery box exclusives. You can only get them out of there. You have the HS-10 and you have the SPAS-12. They are very similar, but the SPAS-12 slightly edges out the HS-10 in terms of damage output and has more ammo in the mag. I think it's a better all-around weapon, and when upgraded, look at that. All the bullets in one pump. They call me One Pump Man, not because I bust in one pump. I mean, that couldn't be it. No, it's just because I'm out here with my fucking SPAS-24 vibing up the place. Really, the only reason to get the HS-10 and keep it is if for whatever reason you have a fetish for dual-wield shotguns. I am one of those people. I will upgrade the HS-10 shamelessly. I have no problem admitting that.
Roasting commies!
Do you guys want to see like a couple shooting techniques? So this one's called the upside down.
Oh.
Oh! This one's called the pistol grip. Oh no! You don't need a backup. Come on.
Welcome to Black Ops 2. We have a shotgun off the wall right off the bat to serve your needs. The Remington 870 MCS. This thing is pretty much the standard, stereotypical 6-mag pump-action shotgun that you can get early in the game and have a decent time with. It's probably one of the more iconic ones, really. I mean, with Black Ops 2 being so popular and this one being so accessible, I feel like a lot of people were using this shotgun in zombies. The choices between this and the Olympia, which we had talked about earlier, and 9 out of 10 people would pick the Remington. It's a pretty good starting shotgun. And to be honest, the rest of the shotguns in BO2 can be found in the mystery box, not so much on the wall. Option number 1, the S12, the very first semi-automatic shotgun up to this point. You can just spam it. Doesn't have a ton of ammo, and its damage output relative to its peers is not fantastic, but it's a pretty decent shotgun. Option number 2, the M1216. This shotgun is actually super interesting, super unique. It rechambers every 4 shots. It's such a weird phenomenon. This one's better than the S12 in pretty much every aspect. It has more ammo and it is more powerful. And lastly, we actually do have a map exclusive gun for the first time as well. The KSG. Exclusive to Origins, so you gotta play Origins to get this one. It's another pump action, it's got a lot of ammo, and personally, I think it is the best of all of them in this game. That is probably why it is tied to one particular map as an incentive to play. It is my personal favorite, and in my estimation, it is the most reliable shotgun of them all. But that is not to tear down the other shotguns in this game, because there really isn't a particularly weak one other than the Olympia. But let's be honest, starting shotguns for 500 points really can't get too much flack. I would say shotguns definitely took a big step forward from Black Ops 1 to Black Ops 2. It seems like they started taking shotguns seriously in this game. It felt like in Black Ops 1 and to a lesser extent World at War, they didn't really give a shit. And I'll tell you, that carried on into Black Ops 3, because in BO3, they definitely gave a shit about shotguns. I think shotguns probably peaked in this game. I think they are probably the brightest and the best in Black Ops 3. Shotguns were just getting stronger and stronger, and like I said, I think that had something to do with the fact that nobody was really using them consistently. Like I said in the very beginning of this video, man, people always go for wonder weapons. That's obviously priority number 1, but then right below that, people usually go for LMGs and this and that and the other. Point is, BO3 had a myriad of awesome shotguns to use. The first one that comes to mind is the same old fucking stereotypical pump action shotgun. In this case, it's the KRM-262. I would pick this pump action stereotypical shotgun over any other one. This one I think is probably the best, and when you pack a punch this thing, it's a fucking lead cannon, dude. It destroys motherfucking Panzer Soldats, and pretty effortlessly. The KRM as a starting shotgun, you know, all things considered, really was a popular gun. A lot of people use this one. With the guns generally improving, and with stuff like gobblegum at our disposal, and the fact that it's a wall gun and that you can replenish your ammo constantly, the KRM, tagged along with its damage output for its low cost. This, I mean, the more I talk about it, the more I may genuinely believe this might be one of the best shotguns for its price ever. I don't have to suck it off too hard. We can talk about something else. How about this one?
The Argus! Special swap and all
Argus! The Argus is an interesting shotgun. It can be found both on the wall and in the mystery box. Not only that, it's the first lever action shotgun up to this point. There isn't a bad shotgun in BO3. Well, actually there might be. We'll get to that. Every shotgun in this game is usable. So to be honest, comparing all the shotguns in BO3 seems kind of futile, because you can make pretty much any of them work feasibly. So I would say it's a preference-oriented shotgun system here. Pick what you want. If you want the lever action Argus, I mean, you're probably the same type of guy that wears gloves when it's not cold out, but go ahead. My question is, though, who the fuck thought it would be a good idea to put this gun in BO4? Which one of you was it? Which one of you was the one that was just pleading for the Argus to come back? I don't think it was anybody. This game also happened to bring out two of the greatest shotguns of all time, potentially. They are both semi-autos. Both the Haymaker 12 and the 205 Brecky both have pretty much everything going for it. Ammo, damage output, they're neck and neck in pretty much every category as well. The reloading isn't terrible. These are shotguns that you want to be using, folks. Let's be real. I mean, everybody uses these shotguns if they get them. I mean, people grab the KRM off the wall, but if you could grab a Haymaker off the wall, you would. Shotguns are all so good in this game that using any of them is a viable strategy for once. I finally feel like there's a fucking purpose, you know what I mean? To not just avoid them at all costs. But there is that one Revelations shotgun.
You tell me who this sounds like. Slow moving, inattentive, dull.
I would say that the BO4 shotguns continued to strive for excellence, like their BO3 counterparts, but not quite. I would say shotguns in BO4 are pretty uninteresting, largely. Stats, who gives a shit? Up first, you have the Mog 12, which is a great pump-action shotgun. Great, classic, I feel like a broken record. I want to hurt myself. I think this is the best. This is my personal favorite. It is the easiest to get. It's on the wall for $750, real affordable. It's got great damage output, great ammo for that cost. And when you pap this thing, it's a lot like the KRM. You then also have the SG-12, not to be mistaken with the S-12, both semi-autos and both very similar guns. You then also finally have the Rampage, which was a DLC shotgun. Not many of those. The Rampage to me is a lot more like the Spas-12's more arrogant older brother. That's the best analogy I could come up with. And of course, there was the Trebuchet and the Argus and BO4 that we had already kind of slid in the video earlier. The less talking about BO4, the better. Ready to spring back into action. Other than its intolerable reload speed, the Street Sweeper is a pretty fucking cool shotgun, not gonna lie. It's pretty much the Striker from MW. And the two base shotguns are arguably even better. You have the Hauer 77 and the Gallo SA-12. They're pretty damn close. Black Ops Cold War does have pride in its shotguns. I will at least give the game that. They care enough to make them not embarrassingly bad. Honestly, it does come down to personal preference. I would pick the Gallo simply because it's semi-auto, but, you know, somebody could argue that the Hauer may have better stats, but it's a pump action, so it's generally slower. Now, of course, Cold War is still in its DLC cycle, so there could be another shotgun coming out in the future. And, of course, that really goes for all of these history videos, but you know what? I don't give a shit. But, hey, thank you so much for watching this video. That was a pretty quick one because there just aren't that many shotguns in COD history. Let me know what you want me to tackle next in the comments. Would you like snipers or maybe ARs or SMGs, LMGs, whatever the hell you want, man. I've already done wonder weapons though, so don't pitch that to me, okay? Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all the links are in the description. Posters and cool stuff you can purchase down there as well. I hope you have a phenomenal day. You're the best.